What can I say? I love you more each and every day. Never fade away or go astray. You're my greatest fan. I'm glad to be your man. Thank you, babe, for giving my love a chance.
Can't imagine my life without you, babe. Cause you make me feel like the most beautiful girl in the world. The way you touch, kiss, hold, love me, darling. I will never let go. I adore you so. Let's celebrate our love. Gonna celebrate our love. Celebrate our love.
Look into my eyes and tell me what you see.
I see a man who warms my heart and soul and makes my life complete.
My favorite woman, so amazing. Every little thing I dreamed of.
You bring out the best in me. So in love. Celebrate our love.
Celebrate.
Celebrate our love. Celebrate our love.
Let's celebrate our love, yeah.
Celebrate our love. Ah, baby. Let's celebrate our love.
It's all about sharing the love, baby.
Celebrate our love. All over the world. Celebrate our love.
Real
Love music. Bring it back. Let's celebrate our love. Let's celebrate our love. That's what we're gonna do, yeah. Celebrate our love.
all right.
Celebrate our love. Celebrate our love.
Ooh, yeah.
Celebrate our love. Celebrate our love. Celebrate our love. So alive. Celebrate our love. This is fun.
Yes, it is.
Gonna celebrate our love. Celebrate our love. Let's celebrate our love. Let's celebrate our love. Gonna celebrate our love.
What can I say? I love you more each and every day. Never fade away or go astray. You're my greatest fan. I'm glad to be your man. Thank you, babe, for giving my love a chance.
Can't imagine my life without you, babe. Cause you make me feel like the most beautiful girl in the world. The way you touch, kiss, hold, love me, darling. I will never let go. I adore you so. Let's celebrate our love. Let's celebrate our love. Gonna celebrate our love. Celebrate our love.
Look into my eyes and tell me what you see.
I see a man who warms my heart and soul and makes my life complete.
My favorite woman, so amazing. Every little thing
You bring out the best in me, so in love. Let's go.
A name worth praising. Your love leaves me gazing. It's incredible. The price that you pay, the sacrifices that you made. And say, oh, incredible. All I can say, is incredible. How you make me feel. Let me know you're real. All I can say is incredible, incredible. Way that you saw me, your blood that bought me, the work you wrought in me is incredible. Your joy that makes me smile and wanna go that extra mile, even change my whole lifestyle. All I can say is incredible. Incredible. All I can say is incredible. Incredible. What you do to me, incredible. How you set me free, incredible. All I can say is incredible. Incredible. Since you called my name, incredible. I am not the same. Incredible. My whole world has changed, and it's incredible. Incredible. You see, I never knew the things you do would make my life brand new. Incredible. How you brought me out without a doubt in the world shout. Incredible. Your peace is inconceivable, and your mercy, oh Lord, is unbelievable. Your faithfulness is undeniable. So when I think of who you are and what you've done, all I can say, incredible. All I can say is incredible. You're so incredible. 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 All I can say, you're incredible. Incredible. They can't hold me like you do. They can't love me like you do. You're incredible. 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 I love to give you praise. I love to bless your name. You're incredible. 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 So incredible. You're incredible. 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 So incredible. You're incredible. 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 So it's easy to give praise when it's all right, and everything is clearly black and white. But what about those gray and stormy days? The ones that seem to truly test your faith. What else can you do? What more can you say? Just to make it through the day. Say, no matter what, no matter where, no matter where, if nobody else is there, I know God is always there. And no matter why, I have to go through it. And no matter when, it's gonna be over. One thing's for sure, it's got to end. And no matter how he sees me through, I know I will.
It's time for your wake-up call. Wake up the passion, God's purpose in you. In the Wake Up Call radio show. Join host Pastor Warren and Annie Sally and their guests for a powerful dialogue. Real talk for everyone. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Secret man. The volume. How about that?
don't hear the line that you can hear something else. There's always somebody on there. She's talking. No, she's not. She's talking, but we're not getting any volume. You getting volume?
We're gonna unmute you.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. Can you guys hear us now?
As long as I know it's you and not us. That's right.
Can you hear us, Larkins? Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, 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 each and every one of you. We're super, super excited about this show tonight. We've got a lot going on. We're going to share a lot. We're going to play a lot of games, and we're going to have some fun. So go ahead and share with your friends on your page. We're still waiting on another guest. Just going to check and see where he is. All right. Nevertheless, we're going to go ahead and go on. So, Flood, you will be number 1. Larkins will be number 2. And go ahead and share. Team 1. Go ahead and share your names, where you're from, and how many years you've been married. You're going to have to put your coffee down.
Is that now?
Yes, sir.
You want that now? My throat was kind of dry. So
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. I got you.
you understand?
I got you.
Yes, sir.
Well, go ahead and share. You don't feel like talking tonight? I like talking. So, yeah, well,
Nobody talk.
I'm Leon. This is Shirley. Well, this is Shirley and I'm Leon. Depending on how you want to put it. I see Joseph and Melanie joining you.
Yes, hello, Washington.
How you doing?
Everybody is here. As I stated before, we're super excited about Couples Night. So we're ready to go ahead and let our guests introduce themselves, and we're going to go right into the show. Start with the Floods.
All right. Well, hello. This is Shirley. I'm Leon, and we're here in the great far east country of Columbia, South Carolina. And we have been married for 39 years and 8 months.
39 years
and 8 months.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Woohoo!
You've got us by 9 years and 8 months. Hey.
So many days and a few seconds.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Larkins, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from and how many years you've been married.
Hello, everybody. My name is Raymond.
And I'm
Hello.
Hello. This is Real Love Music. We've been married for 13 years, going on 14, September 30th. And we live in Greensboro, North Carolina.
All right. And they're loving your song, by the way. The server been asking who sang that song.
Yes. So they sing our theme song, everyone. So we will post their information at the end of the show. So go ahead and invite Real Love to your next event. Okay, now we have the Washingtons.
All right. Woo-hoo.
Well, I'm going to quote Rapper's Delight and tell you we are the baby of the bunch. We've been married 2 years. Been together since 2014, been knowing each other for a little longer than that from a business perspective, but we've been married a good 2 years. So we the baby of the bunch, but we got 38 years more to go. So we in life.
All right.
My wife did death to us part, and she ain't death. That's it.
That's it. And you guys are where?
We're in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, so we have South Carolina, Atlanta, North Carolina, and Washington. All right, guys. So let's get into our questions. Inquiry Mind wants to know a little more about us. All right, so here we go. Question 1. Do you want to change any certain area of your life? Do you want to change any certain area of your life? We'll start with couple number 1.
Well, you say any area of your life, what part of your life?
Would you like to change any certain area of your life?
Your married life, or just life in general?
Life.
Life in general.
Life. But be mindful. We only have a minute.
Okay. Well, at the beginning, God. No, I'm just sorry. I probably want to change our environment, our living environment.
Living environment.
I'd like to be someplace more open and more mountains and waters and that kind of thing.
Sounds like Colorado.
Well, could be something like that.
Okay, Shirley.
I love that.
I like space too, but I want to go somewhere where I can be kind of more outdoor and plant things and develop and work with my hand, art, craft,
Sounds like Colorado.
I don't know about that.
That's good.
To explore, nature,
Nothing wrong with that.
Good. Couple number 2, Larkins.
Wow, that's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Break it down.
Honestly, I would like. He mentioned a different environment. I'm one that likes the ocean and things like that. So if I could move, that would be kind of my area, beach house or something like that. Just to pick one thing.
Me, it would just be my stomach.
That's a real answer right there.
Yeah, it'd be my stomach. Now, I will tell you something interesting. This would be probably an unusual answer. I'm beginning to learn more about songwriting and starting to do more of it. I want to be like one of those machines. You know how the factories, how they have these machines that do the exact same thing repetitiously? I want to be able to write songs like that, so that way I can put about at least 20 of them in one box.
Wow.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Well, before we get to the next couple, would you like to go ahead and sing one of those songs for us a little bit? Go on here.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all. Let's see. Do something quick.
I love you. No. Complete. No. Time.
One of our own original songs.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we got to do.
Okay.
Just a little bit of it. Okay.
Well, that's the much. No, of course.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You can do it. Come on.
I believe in you.
Come on, I love you, and I cherish you. It's been a long time since we sung this song.
Good.
I love you. I'm not
Well, we love each other.
I can't. If there was anything else, we could. Yes.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm
We
sorry, we
we
weren't
just,
prepared.
we just wanted a little icebreaker, because we're getting into our deep conversation. Just want to see how well you guys were going to come together and make that decision. So y'all did real good, real good, real
Yeah.
good. Washington,
Let me
if
go
you
first.
could change.
You know, it's sort of corny, but it's something my wife and I talk about all the time. I would change time and put myself back about 30 years where I would have met Wendy then.
Wow.
And if I could do, if there was just one thing I could change, I would change time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's okay now.
I guess for me, nature. I love nature. So definitely an environment where I can have and explore land, have horses. You can go horseback riding. You can have a garden. You can have a swimming pool where the grandkids could come and hang out. So definitely an environment like that, like acres and acres of land.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Hey, so with time and that, oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Warren Sally.
For me, it would be let average go.
That's right.
That's his book. I gotta throw that out there.
I know that's his book.
I think for me would be darn, Joe stole my thunder with the time, man. It's
you wanted time to stand still.
Yeah. I think I would say if we could, I can't use Joe's time though. I mean, it's
use somebody's something.
You can use what you want.
I think I would rather have multi-billion-dollar corporation that would help people. If I could go back and do that, that would be something that
you just stole my answer. Yeah. The $1 billion would help me do the things I want to do.
Great minds think alike.
Yes. Give it up, give it up, give it up. All right, couples. Are you both good at apologizing? Let's get deep. Let's get real. Floods, are you both good at apologizing?
I can apologize.
You can?
Okay. Again.
We all can, but do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. So what that wife got to say?
It takes me a while to apologize. Now, let me tell you, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
Me stubborn.
Real love. That's what I'm talking about.
It takes me a while. I gotta process everything. And it'll come down. So it doesn't really matter who want to be right or wrong. Keep the peace. A happy wife, a happy home. A happy husband, a happy home. But I ain't gonna lie to you, it takes me a while. Okay?
Wow.
I'm gonna keep it real.
Okay. All right. Team 2, Larkin.
I'll speak first.
You said first?
I'll speak first. It's like Miss Shirley said, I'm different than Ray, so if something happens, I need to get it out at the moment, and then I need to leave you for about 30 minutes to an hour so I can calm down, and then I come back. That's one thing we always try to do is to come back, because it's nothing like having silence in the house, and and so we find a way. I need that time to chill out, get my mind together.
Okay. All right. Washington's.
Raymond.
Oh, Raymond. You did not get away. You did not get away.
Man.
I think you should apologize for that.
To me, I like to do it and get it over with. I don't like to linger and stuff, because to me, a lot of your mind goes so many ways, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But me, I like to do stuff and get it over with. It's just like almost like paying a bill.
Okay.
If I got the money to pay a bill, I want to go ahead and pay it.
That's
So
right.
I apologize. I want to go ahead and apologize and get this over. Just nip it in the bud.
Right,
You sign it after that, you can't.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Washington.
I guess I'm like Raymond. Time is precious. And we are different human beings. We have different cultural background.
Mhm.
So, when you butt heads, I don't like butting heads. My husband always think that, I want a perfect marriage. He said we have to have a little pizzazz in our marriage. But, I would apologize. I would apologize and just keep it moving because life is too short.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Mr. Let Average go.
Well, I'm like him. It's going to take me about an hour, sometimes a day, sometimes 2 days. Very obstinate. That's just who I am. It's my makeup. I love strong, and my feelings are strong. But what never is negotiable is my love for my wife. So I'll do little things to let her know. I'll post something on Facebook, or I'll do something to let her know I'm cool. Because I'm the dude you stick in a room for 10 hours. She puts the food up under the door, closes it, and I'm good for the next 10 hours. So, but my wife and our personalities are so much alike, and that's she can butt heads too now. And since we're talking about apologies, you gonna apologize to me now on live TV? I don't know. Just say you're sorry.
Go ahead and nip it in the bud.
Because I'm always
Come on, Wendy.
Hey,
Hey.
I
all right.
apologize.
All right, Mr. Sally. Don't leave the room. Don't leave the room.
Wow, you made that.
You cannot leave the room.
You love it.
Apologizing. That's the hard one for me. It is. It really is.
Mhm.
And
I know.
when
Tell
said
them.
it,
I know. Tell them.
It gets real hard for me to apologize, but I'm working at it. I'm working at it.
Okay. All right.
It's a work in progress.
I'm much like Wendy, Bishop Flood, and Raymond. I got to nip it in the bud and get it going because I do not like the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
So I want things to get back to normal fast. Even when I'm not at fault, I will go ahead and apologize so we can get it moving. Get it moving. So somebody left the room. Do you truly listen to each other? Do you truly listen to each other? Each other's complaints and ideas. Do you truly listen to each other? Complaints and ideas. Now, as somebody stated, we are genetically different. Our makeups are quite different. However, women are much like high-speed internet, and men are like dial-up. So when my husband is slow to responding or slow to apologizing, I just remember that he's dial up. He's dial up. He has to cross towers.
I do.
So much like Joe, it's taking a day or two to get back, because he's got to cross over and come back. And so even if I say we need to talk about such and such, there is no direct response because he have to dial up and cross bridges. And so by the time he comes back with the answer, I've totally forgot what I mentioned.
You've already said I'm sorry.
I've said I'm sorry. No, I'm saying, if it was something something we need to do and I needed you to think on it or something, and I'm waiting for you, I'll say, well, we need to do X, Y, and Z. What do you think? And you say, let me think on it. And so he is still thinking. He's still thinking because he has to dial up and cross towers and come back. And so I heard something from Ron L. Moore, about 20 years ago. I was at a women's conference, and he's a psychologist, and he talked about how different we are, male and female, because we often get upset because our spouses don't think, react the same way we do. And he helped us to understand that genetically we are different. And I think Wendy said it, and we are different. We grew up differently. Therefore, the things that we may value or not value, the other spouse may. And that's why it's important to listen to each other and allow them your ear about whatever they want to talk about. Because if it's real to them, it should be real to us. So we can't just fan it off and say, girl, you crazy. That doesn't make any sense. You can't do that because we love differently, we think differently, and we're genetically and physically different. So that's why I asked the question, do you truly listen to each other, concerns, complaints, and ideas? So let's go to couple number one. Answer that question. Do you truly?
Well, yeah. I always try to let her go first. And she always wants to go first. But we have an advantage over a lot of people because people who have been married before have had. We always say, well, I've been married 2 years, but if you had 2 other marriages that were 2 years and 2 years, you've really been married 6 years. 2 years with that individual. Which means you had an opportunity to learn how to adjust to situations, to take in what people believe. And you've learned how to. So by the time you get to the marriage, it kind of works. You learn some lessons, and now you feel like you got a good equilibrium. In our case, we've been married a very long time to some people's standards. And as far as I can't say that I listened a lot in the beginning because I was the main breadwinner and I had to do a lot of decision making. And there's a lot of the things that she would want, she would just leave it to me to do. And as time goes by, and as we've lived our lives, 10 years, 1 decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, almost 6 decades, we have a language now that transcends just verbiage. It's actions, it's movement, it's what's cooking, relations, marital relations. So I've learned how to listen not just to her voice, but to her nuance, her emotions, her moods.
Okay.
What she cooks, the way she cooks it, when she cleans the house, that's a mood. If you cook a big meal and nobody's here to eat it but us, that's a mood. Full dress PJs, that's a mood. So I've learned how to listen, especially since our roles have merged, and we're now kind of in the same vein when it comes to taking care of the home, the finances, the income. And I do try to make sure that she's happy or settled. And when this not happening, it's like you said, like I said, I just like to just apologize and move on with it, that kind of thing.
Okay. All right. Shirley?
Pastor Stanley, you say something that really struck a chord to me.
Okay.
You said we are different, but speaking on the spectrum of just being married to one person, and they've been in a home where you're seeing a mother and father married, and how they interact. A lot of time we take on that what we see.
We absolutely do.
Daughter that sees their father with their mother, loving and kind and holding her hands or opening the door. You want your daughter to, to see that. But when you don't get to see a lot of that interaction with a husband and wife, the touching and things, it doesn't say I don't love him, but your environment has a lot to do with
your environment trains you.
Maybe in a single family where you just saw a whole bunch of women, a man with a bunch of women always giving orders. And suddenly you're married to this woman and she start, giving orders, and you're saying, what's wrong with him? Didn't you hear me? Maybe the environment that he was in, he only heard the woman voice constantly. Constantly. And if there was a male role, maybe it was somewhere outside the home, wasn't there continuously like a husband and wife, being married. You see them go out or doing things together.
So do you listen to me?
Do I listen? Excuse me. Do I listen?
Yes.
Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. I'm keeping people.
See, I love you. You keep it real.
I have to go to sleep tonight. When y'all go off, I go to bed. All right. I don't listen. I grow up. My ears just.
Sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. Okay. All right. Washington. Right? Am I to the Washingtons? Uh-oh. No, the Larkins. Yeah. That question. Uh-oh. Kim said, tell it.
Go ahead.
Answer these deep questions.
Let's see, how can I say this? I guess I'm a different type of person. I guess they will call me weird because I'm a balanced type person. I try to bring balance in a relationship.
Okay.
And I feel that woman, that wife of mine, not only does she deserve the attention that she needs, the interest that they want you to be a part of. That husband is important too, that he receives the same.
Absolutely.
Because I learned that when you be able to show interest in one, that can actually just be retracted and show that back to you. And that's just an example. Me, I'll be one my wife to listen all the time. I don't care what I'm talking about.
You're supposed to be talking about you. Do you listen?
Of course I listen. But anyway, no, I'm not doing that. Anyway, I'm just about balance, but yes, I do listen sometimes.
Okay.
I think the sometimes could mean that I might have heard something probably different. And she probably thought I didn't listen, but I did. But it probably wasn't the way that she thought that I should have heard it.
All right. That's good. Kim?
Well, I'm like Miss Shirley again. I listen sometimes. Sometimes I'm in a moment where I'm not paying attention. Okay. And so we talked about, these things because you don't want to seem like you're ignoring somebody.
Right.
So I try to we working on that because we do, we do so much, and he does things, we got technologies going on, and so I'm two-part on that. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, because I am occupied at the moment. And so I guess my question would have to be, is this worth it? Do I need to really focus in on what he's saying right now, or can we talk about this at a certain time? That's just me. So
and it's nothing wrong with that. However, we have to be mindful of our spouse. If you're thinking that in your head, it's nothing wrong to say, can we come back to this question? Can we talk about it over dinner? That type of thing, to let that person know. He feel heat over
that's
here.
What I've been doing.
Yeah, and I think he says it much like Kim says in his head, but for my heart to hear it, I need it to come out of his mouth.
Yeah, that's
in spoken words.
That's it. Spoken words.
Am I all right about it? We need to put in spoken words. Can we talk about it later? Don't just take it and expect to talk about it later. Because hold up, because then you go to bed with your little heart hurt, or you feel like Raymond said, you didn't hear me, or maybe you heard me, but to confirm you heard me, you must respond to me. Is there any amens in the choir?
No. That is my response.
Okay.
Is,
all right. So he ready to talk. Let's let him talk. Go ahead, baby.
my response is can we talk about this? But you know, I'm one that I need the detail. I don't. I'm not one for details.
Mhm.
For the A, B, C, D, and that's all I need. You know, anytime we pass my threshold, it's like the Peanuts cartoon where wah, 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 wah.
See, you know, that's another thing, ladies. And let me interject here as well. And I brought all this out because I know our listeners want to hear it and we need to hear it as couples. Men, because they're different from us, they don't need details. They don't gravitate to details. When you start making details, and like for instance, if I say, "Oh, the music was real good today at church, babe," and he said, "Yeah, it was real good," and then I go into who was singing the song, what they were singing, how long they were singing it, which choir it was, then he thinks it's wah 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 wah. He's checked out because that's how they're wired. You have to give it and leave it. Now with your girlfriends, women, we go into detail. Did you see the color of her skirt? Girl, that thing was a turquoise blue in the shirt. Oh my God, it just hung right. And she had on these Louis Vuitton shoes. I mean, we go detail. I can't talk like that with him. I can, but I'm talking to myself. Because like he stated, I've already surpassed what he gravitates to. Give it in detail. I mean, give it to him 1, 2, 3, and be done.
Bullet points.
Raymond is laughing.
Bullet points.
Are we talking about Raymond?
He's the talker. He's the talker more than me. Ray's detailed when it comes, more than me. I'm detailed when it comes to business things and stuff like that. But when it comes to life and family,
life, family,
this dude can
music,
talk.
Behind the scenes, unsung.
Washington, sound off.
No, go ahead.
I'm probably, that's probably my better attribute. I'm a great listener. I listen carefully and I listen intently and I listen. My wife can tell the same story 10 times and I will act like it's the first time. And I make sure. See how she's not listening right now? That's what I'm talking about right here. Or she hears something she don't like, boy, she gone. She gone. So
heard that.
I'm a great, because I think it's important to listen, to understand, so I can get clarity. I'm like Brother Warren. I don't need all the details. My wife goes into the detail. Who went around the corner? She saw the dog. And I'm just at this point, I'm exasperated. And I'm like, we're at the point now because we good. I can just tell her, I heard that one already. Sometimes just gotta tell her, I heard that already. But for the most time, and my wife is not so much a talker. When she do talk, she don't stop. Your turn.
So you don't get it started. Go ahead, Wendy.
I think for me in this marriage, I'm learning to listen because I realize that's a love language. Like when your spouse is talking to you, you need to stop and pay attention and not just listen with your ears, but also listen with your eyes. So that is something that I'm actually learning to do.
That's good. That's
awesome.
good. And you mentioned the fact that, this is second marriage. So you've learned from previous relationships. And so you're not taking anything for granted. And I feel the very same way because of this being a second marriage. We've been married. Next week it'll be 32 years. Wow. And but we're still learning one another. And I think it was Bishop Leon mentioned, you just gravitate to your mate's mode, so to speak. This is the way she washed the clothes. This is the way she cooks. This is the way she says, I love you or not say I love you. And that type of thing. Yeah. But we should get surpassed just learning to live with people. I watch family members in long-term relationship for many years. And so I think it was Shirley that says, she was talking about the relationships around her. I didn't hear "I love you." I didn't see a kiss and that type of thing. And so some of our behavior, a lot of it came from taught behavior. However, being that we are in Christ and we're new creations, and we can gravitate from other relationships outside of what we're used to. And by gravitating to our mate, what does he need from me? So that's what we want to talk about, love languages. And I think Wendy got on that a little bit. We love differently. We're created differently and we love differently. And so if you're listening or not listening to a person, you may be interrupting that love language. For me, love language to me is quality time. Now, in this relationship, nobody talks a whole lot, but when I do muster up that energy to share something, it's nice to have someone's undivided attention.
Right.
And so because it's my love language, that quality time, just give me your ear for that 10 minutes because I'm out after 10 minutes anyway. I'm not going to go too deep unless it's on my heart. Like back in the day when we first got together, my love language was the same. However, I held it too long. And he would come in from work. So I'm trying to give him a little time to unwind and that kind of thing and get his little remote control and start, channel surfing. So I'm giving him some time and I come back and check on him. He's still doing the same thing. When he walked in or 10 minutes later, I said, babe, I need to talk about something, but you're still doing this. And so as soon as he go to sleep and get in a deep sleep, honey, I can't go to sleep because I need to unwind. I need to share what's on my heart. So guess what happens? Hey, babe,
2 a.m.
Can we talk right now? Yes, I've been trying all night. Talk about it, Warren. I know you're ready.
No, you said it.
Yeah. And so when he got tired of that, then he conversed a little more to say.
To put down the remote.
Yeah.
And be more attentive. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, so love languages. Let's get there, group. Let's get there. My love language, as I first stated, is quality time. Do you know your mate's love language? That's imperative to a growing relationship. Do you know their love language? Because just living with me, just doing whatever you think makes me happy, it may not make me happy. Like, for instance, when we first got married, I owned a beauty salon and my husband would send flowers. He would send flowers and flowers every week. I would get these big, beautiful bouquet of flowers. They were beautiful and everyone loved them. And I did too. And then he had the bling bling thing. I mean, I would get diamonds for everything. And I love bling bling. However, my love tank was still empty because he was feeling another love language, gifts. And gifts were not my primary love language, quality time. So he could have saved some money had he known my true love language is quality time. Man, just take this girl to the park for 15 minutes, take her out to dinner and a movie. She's satisfied. You could have saved that $500. And his love language, because I interpret from him, through him giving me gifts, I'm like, okay, this man must love gifts. And so I would give him gifts. And he wasn't quite as pleased with the gifts, though he said, thank you. I'm like, what is wrong? Why doesn't he enjoy this gift? But he loved giving than receive it. And that could absolutely be something from the past. Like we said, our behaviors are toward behaviors. Yeah, maybe he have a problem with receiving it. Yeah, maybe he had a problem with receiving it. But his primary love language is touch. It's physical touch. So I didn't have to run out and buy all this stuff.
You said giving touch.
He wants physical touch. And then his second primary love language
No, but
is words of affirmation. So then I text him and say, I love you, just thinking about you, praying for you. Those things really means a lot to him. And now we have learned over 32 years how to fill each other's love tank. You can be married, you can be 30 years, 40 years, and your love tank can be on empty. And so if your love tank is on empty, there's not too much going on around that house. I mean, you're existing and you're living, and you're wondering why we're not close, why we're not saying I love you, why she doesn't want me to touch her, he doesn't want me to touch. Well, their love language is empty, except when they get a little touch late at night. And that makes you feel what? Ladies, men, anybody? Y'all scared? Y'all scared? Kim, you're not scared.
Well, you're doing such a good job of talking.
We're listening.
Yeah. So,
we love text. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
And so, Bishop, now your love language. Do you know Shirley's love language? Do you know how to fill her tank? Not the truck tank, her love language tank.
We were just mumbling here as to what you were talking about, love language. Because that can mean that can go to a whole myriad of different subjects and topics. Let me say what I assume you mean the things that I believe makes her happy.
No, I'm talking about the 5 love language: quality time, physical touch, gifts, quality time, gift, physical touch, and somebody help me. What's the other love language? Quality time, gift, yes, and words of affirmation, service. You may come home and wash the clothes, vacuum the house, like you mentioned, Bishop. All the things that you would do around the house and your post about cleaning and that type of thing. That could very well be her primary love language when she comes home and see that she doesn't have to do all these extra things.
Okay.
Yeah. So just out of those 5.
Well, yeah, I'll just generalize because I apologize a lot. Yeah, she loves flowers.
Okay.
She loves flowers. That's very easy. She loves to talk.
Okay.
And, usually talk means I'm talking and you listen. She loves a good meal, which is something I really appreciate. We don't have to go any place fancy, but as long as the food is good.
Food is got to be good.
Yeah, that's good. And a good Christmas movie.
A good Christmas movie.
A good Christmas movie.
You said yes.
Now I like a storm. I like disaster movies. I want to see hurricanes and earthquakes. But once I gotta give her fill. I gotta fill her tank.
That's good.
This movie. There you go.
There you go. That's good.
And my husband does the very same thing. He knows the type of movies I like. And yes, he's an action figure guy. I'm an action science fiction.
Yeah,
and blowing up anything living, dead.
Tear it down, wash it out.
That's it.
And just come from the sky and destroy the earth, all that kind of stuff. I love that stuff. But I know that she doesn't get into that, so I've got to watch. I've got to watch the Santa Claus, Santa Claus 2, Santa Claus 3, and I know every and the Grinch. You know what I mean, when Mr. Grinch. And done with a few of those, I'm good. Yeah. So that's really pretty much. She doesn't need a lot, but those two things are. So.
Yeah.
Okay, Shirley, is he on it?
Yeah, I like those things.
No, I meant about your love language, your primary love language.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quality time.
He hit it dead on the nail. He didn't miss it. Bang.
Okay. So what is his? What is his?
Well, he's a touchy-feely.
Okay. All right. Okay.
He's a gadget man.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. All right.
He's got to have his gadget.
No, when I say love language, I meant love language toward and from you. Does he like physical touch? Does he like gifts? Does he like words of affirmation?
Oh yeah, he loves gifts.
Okay.
Like I say, the gifts have to be something he has to touch and feel, which is gadget. I have to get that because that's what all my children do. We have four.
Yes, sir.
That's his thing. If I give him gadgets. And music, oh my God, I forgot his music. Lord,
Stuff you give me.
well, you always get something like that.
Yeah, but
That's right.
All the time.
but good cooking.
Cooking, oh good Lord.
I
If
like home cooking.
I don't eat pork, but I can do pork and I can do pork chops and all that other good stuff, but I don't like
I
it.
don't like it out of the
But
can,
it was make him happy and make him smile. I'll make his carrot cake for him, his apple pie for him, his banana bread, banana pudding. Things I know is gonna put a smile on his face.
Okay. All right. So he likes the service.
Back
Acts of
rub,
service.
foot rub.
That's
So
I'm a
physical,
masseuse in this house.
physical touch and acts of services. Okay, we're going to take a break and see what our online viewers are saying. We want them to sound off as well. I see Dolores Ginyard. Let's see what she's saying over here. Great way to look at it. Dial up versus high speed. I'm stealing this. You better newlywed, because you better know it takes a while for him to dial up, cross towers, and come back with an answer. So be prepared to hear it tomorrow. Dolores said, I love this song. Who sang this, please? Couple number 2. They sing that song. They have a business called Real Love Music. So check them out. Okay. All right. Couple number 3. You didn't get it. We're 2 languages.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go first. I honestly, we have not read the book, but I'm familiar with the terms. So if I could put it in the order as far as Raymond, I would say quality time is a big thing for him. Words of affirmation, yeah. He like when I walk around the house and call, hey, you look good, you smell good, you look good.
Words of affirmation. Yes, that's good. He what gets him going. And that's why.
Go ahead.
No, I said if we have to go around the bush, it's going to take all night. But if we can get straight to it, that's his love language. He needs this. That's his tank. So fill it and let's keep it moving. And because in terms, if you feel his, he'll feel yours. And like Bishop stated earlier about the science fiction, now I know this man doesn't like Lifetime. He doesn't like, he'll do the have and have nots every now and then, but those are not his type of shows. However, he know that I enjoy them. He know I enjoy them, so he will, he'll get that remote and say, what do you want to watch? And he'll give it to me. Now, he know he want that science fiction, but give in to me. I watch my little show. Then guess what I do? I give it back to him. But he doesn't leave. He stays in the room. And he's so interested, and it makes me good. Can you do that, Bishop?
See, now, if I give you my time, I want you to sit there. I want you to watch the world freeze over, like in the day after tomorrow, 12 hours where the waters come to watch. Santa Claus is coming to town 2-3 times. I want these one disaster movie. That's all. Just one. Sci-fi.
Sure, you can give in to just one. Come on.
Without leaving the room.
I gotta get for water.
And I want you to watch it too. That's right.
Shirley, I watch those science fiction movies.
Ever since we've been together, he has kissed me every day.
Let's see if there.
Bless your
heart. He likes to do. Just like this morning, he almost forgot.
He did not walk out of the door without kissing me. He could go to the grocery store, then he'd forget and go get some gas. He's gonna get the key, give me a kiss. He's gonna wake me up and give me a kiss, and I look forward to that. Because that's him, like Bishop was talking about. You get used to the norms. So if he storms out and forget, so I'm into that now. That's the Raymond.
I would say with my wife, one of her major love language when it comes with not just giving gifts in general, but just even her time. Even if I'm feeling a certain way, she gives her time to for me, and I really appreciate that. Quality time. When I went to the movies, and hey, guess what? I started liking the stuff she was liking. So it's to me, so that's why I know that quality time for her is important. And of course, she likes to be touched too, because I have to pat her on the butt every now and then. And she acts like she don't like it. She acts like she don't like it. Yep. And she like to receive gifts.
Next.
I think because now in the past 2 years we're really getting in the nitty gritty and knowing each other and understanding each other love language, so to speak. For me, I like to give gifts. I like to buy things for my husband and surprise him with little things. Little love notes, or when I prepare breakfast for him, little love notes on the breakfast and give it to him and so forth. Send him some crazy texts every now and again. Quality time. My love language is quality time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Joe, is she on it?
Yeah. My wife's I think her highest gift is probably giving. Then quality time. Yeah, because we do a lot of movies like you guys. We love the movies. Like we come in our room in here. We got this big old Apple screen from us being at the house, man. We're big movie buffs, but Wendy is probably the most precious, giving person that I ever met in my life, and one who doesn't do it to be seen. When I met her, she was making 100 bags of lunches, taking them downtown Atlanta and feeding the homeless. And she was over in the cut somewhere where nobody could see her, because that's her heart. And like I said, every morning, I didn't grow up getting breakfast and all that, but every morning I got breakfast, I got lunch, I got dinner. It's snacks. I got my little tray. I got my apples, my oranges. I'm on a weight loss thing, so I'm like my brother Raymond. Get rid of the stomach, man. And but yeah, she's a giver. But she loves quality time, especially with family. She loves spending time with family. So that's what I would say. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think for me, I think my gift probably, I like giving. I'm just those little things like that. But we love the movie. I think she and I are movie buffs, so that's what keeps us going. We catch a good movie, and we like the same kind of movie. Now I'm like Book and Love Jones, and I like all those. I'm a girly flick type movie stuff.
Oh, we already know. What was that one we watch at the house?
Which one?
What was that one we watched? Oh, it was
one that me and Joe can get mad because y'all was wooing over the man that was singing.
Yes. What was that, Wendy? What movie was that?
What movie was that, Warren?
Oh man.
I think when she was dating that guy and they end up splitting and she ended up with this other guy.
I can't believe the way they love that movie.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I like those movies, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So it's time for y'all to come to Washington for movie night.
Well, he's home, so Maryland, we're gonna do it. We're gonna get some crab and we're gonna say Right? Yeah, we grew up in Anacostia. We Rugrats.
Yes,
That's right. Get in our PJs and watch some movies. That's right. Oh, you were the last one?
Yeah.
No, you already checked. Okay.
First.
Okay. How much time do you each need alone? See, that's another thing about marriage. And that's why we can get on each other's nerves, because we feel we have to be in each other's space 24/7. How much time do you need? Like, for instance, and I'll go first. Like, I know without a shadow of a doubt, this man loves me. He will run my bath water. He would give me a bath if I needed so, because he loves me. However, I know him so well that I know he needs his time. And I'm the very same way. I'm the very same way. And we could be in the same house in different rooms for hours. And then we come back together and it's better than before because I've had time to think, had time with myself to read, meditate, whatever. And he had time with his remote or his work. He does a lot of work at home. And so that's imperative because we're individuals first. And see, when we get married, sometimes we forget that we have our own individuality. I need my time. I need time with God. I need time to just unwind, time to just hear my thoughts without the kids running in, without the husband or whatever, even if it's a baby nail spa and that type of thing. We just need that time. So how much time do you each need? Do you need any time or you're good? Kim?
Oh gosh.
You need time to make your videos. Kim, I love y'all videos, by the way.
Yeah, those things are funny.
We've been cracking up.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question one more time?
Do you need time? How much time do you need? If we don't have that conversation with our mate, they will never know. They can walk in the room all up under you and you're feeling moody and acting moody and they don't have a clue why your attitude. Maybe you need 30 minutes. Maybe you need an hour to chick quick, whatever.
I'm not really demanding on time. Because we're here together all the time. Sometimes we're in separate rooms, but then there are times when we're together. We make time to be together. But I'm not really demanding on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, Raymond.
Mm-hmm. Can't tell it all, y'all. I'm gonna tell it. Let me finish her.
Tell it.
A few years ago, Kim decided she wanted to get out just for a couple days, just out to herself, go out of town, whatever, just like that, because she wanted some time. Now, I'll be honest with you, I didn't like that. I didn't like it at the very beginning.
When I mentioned it, he was like, "What? Without me?"
Yeah, without me. I will tell you this. I did kind of think about this a little bit, and I was thinking. I said, "Dang!" I said, "Well, she wants to have this time with herself, and when I'm going, money is being spent. It's not just on her, but it's on me. So just another thing. She does it on her birthday. It's around her birthday. Yeah. So what I just decided, I was thinking. I said, well, if she go out on herself, she can basically do whatever she wants to do. She can spend all the money she wants to. So I didn't have a problem with it. I said, just go on, enjoy yourself, and done it. But when she come back home, yes, Lord.
And I try to encourage him to do it as well, but that's not his character and nature. Mm-hmm. So he's a person that loves people. So he's not one to like me go off, and it's just a couple days and not on my birthday. Try not to be away on my birthday, but I take the whole week and I take 3 days out of that away, maybe to Charlotte or something and get a massage and, just really chill. Mm-hmm. And so that's my time,
Yeah, because it's up to me. I like being with her all the time. I don't really need no space. That's just me. She probably won't want the space, but I always want to be with her. If I go to the water flows, I want her to come with me. Yeah. If I go to the store, I want her to come with me. It doesn't really.
Cute. They're newlyweds.
All right.
Sweetheart. I think the Washingtons. Well, you guys are neck to neck. I think 2 years. 2 years. Washington. Yes, you guys are.
No, we've been married 13 years, going on 14.
Oh my goodness, you guys
have been married about a minute. Yeah.
Washington, do you need? Or do you know how much time you're?
Yeah, we just.
No, you don't have to. Okay.
No, we don't need no time from each other. No.
Okay.
Even I don't even have nowhere to go. Even if I try to find somewhere to go. I came from a meeting one time. I came from a meeting and I called and I said, I'm gonna go somewhere. I'm just gonna go do something. And I'm sitting in the parking lot going, I'm going home, man. I ain't got nowhere to go. And so I'm home. What happened?
Tell the truth.
What happened?
He went to a meeting. I meet one of our pastor friends, and he said when he finished, he's just gonna go and hang out and have some me time. So I said, great. I said, go ahead. So when the meeting was finished, he called me, and he said we discussed about a little bit about the meeting. So I said, what are you gonna do now? He said, I am going to have me some me time. So I said, okay. So I hang up the phone. I said, enjoy yourself. But I know at that point when I told him that, I said, he's going to be coming home. And he showed up. I said,
that's cute. That is so cute.
I said, what's wrong? I said, you miss your wife? He said, yes.
And just like us, because if I go somewhere, I used to go to my mom for a week. Well, Warren is there too because his phone is blowing up. Because he talked to me. He traveled with his job. And during the meeting, he's going to call me. After the meeting, they're going to dinner. He goes to the room to call me. That's just how long we've been together until we just have that connection that if he doesn't call me, it's something wrong. It's something wrong. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with enjoying each other's company. We just wanted to see, if you needed some time, now is the time to say so. Did we have any questions over here? Did we have any questions for any of our online viewers? Well, let's just go ahead and thank everyone. Let's show everyone that connect with us on tonight. I see we got Cheryl over there and Jennifer Dixon. Hello. Dolores Ginyard, Karen Schuler, hello there. It is so good that you guys join us on tonight. Just continue to watch the Love and Marriage Show. We get real here. Good. Hello, good evening, Brenda. Yes, Courtney on the line. Thank y'all so much for tuning in on tonight. Guys, this has been amazing. Will you come back? We need you guys to come back to continue this conversation.
And just thank God for you guys. And you got to teach me that song. What's the name of the song that we do for the
Love and Marriage?
Yeah.
Real Love. Isn't it Real Love, guys?
Yeah, Celebrate Love. You're talking about the Real Love people?
Yes.
I tried to sing it myself, and it didn't sound.
It wasn't working. He was trying to sing it to me. Go down a little lower. Song. It wasn't working.
Learn the song first,
and then learn to dance.
Oh wow, you guys are awesome.
Appreciate you guys.
Yes, and thank you all for allowing us to use the theme song because it's being heard all over the radio, the television, and we're going to just go ahead and give credits to you guys where we can get the information out there as well. Bishop, Columbia, South Carolina, closing remarks.
Oh, I was listening for the sign off. Yeah. Look, Warren's love language is not singing. So we're gonna leave it alone. That's not his love language, but he's my brother. He does a mean drum that you're going to develop, and over time, and you learn what works for you, and hopefully you learn enough to keep you together and keep you happy. My wife, she gets quiet. She has her alone time. I don't bother her. But like they say, we come together and we'll do something else. So God bless you. I mean, it's been a wonderful. Is that Washington or Washington State or Washington D.C.? What is that?
Washington D.C.
Washington D.C. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I mean, it's just wonderful. And thank you all. It's great to meet you. I haven't heard your song yet, but we'll be listening to. I don't remember hearing it.
That's Kim and Raymond.
That's Kim and Raymond song.
Right. Well,
sing over here.
I'm sure Joseph can sing too. I'm sure he can. I'm sure he can go well.
She's there waiting for me.
All right, okay.
Come on now.
Okay.
If I fly like birds on high. That's it.
Well, that's good.
I love y'all.
Bishop, what you got? What you got over there?
Wendy? You said
Wendy got a song too?
Oh no.
no.
Bishop, what you got?
What's that?
You got a song?
No, I don't have a song. But you know, I've been listening to one on the radio. I thought it was a Christian song. But it turned out to be a love song. The guy, he comes into his riff, he says, "Love, so many people call your name in vain." What is that? What is that? What is that?
All right. You can talk y'all now.
Y'all have
There's a gospel version of that song.
You're right. Hey, babe, what you got? What you got?
What you got?
You know,
I knew he was going to Wendy Williams. Ow. We got
Hey, my wife got one. My wife got one. Go ahead, Wendy. Go ahead.
What you got, Wendy?
Loving you.
Go.
You got that island there.
Love that song.
Oh yeah.
No, that's
I don't want to be around.
Surely.
loving you.
That's Al Green.
Yeah.
I have a question. Can we redeem ourselves and sing a little bit of Celebrate Love?
All right. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Go. Come on, go.
Before that, I'm gonna sing this to you.
Oh.
I need to have you. You always the one, and I refuse to leave till I see the morning sun.
Come on.
Oh, that's what.
Let's go. Come on.
You got nothing.
What can I say?
Uh-huh.
I love you more each and every day. Never fade away or go astray. You're my greatest fan. I'm glad to be your man. Thank you, baby, for giving my love a chance.
Can't imagine my life without you, baby. Cause you make me feel like the most beautiful girl in the world. The way you touch, kiss, hold, and love me, darling. I will never let go. I adore you so. Let's celebrate our love. Let's celebrate our love. Celebrate our love. Now what we gonna do? Celebrate our love.
That's our theme song now.
It only took an hour to get that out of you. That's amazing.
Well, I think everyone's going to be celebrating after this show.
I want to hear another one.
More good.
We want more. Go ahead.
Serious?
That's what you get for singing good.
Thank you.
That is right.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Joe,
Huh?
you were ready to sing something?
No, I sang my song. That's the only song I know. That's Bobby Darin somewhere. That's it.
Awesome. Joe, tell us a little bit about your ministry, your church, and your book, and how our viewers and listeners can get your book.
Well, we we were in the beginning stages of starting the Average Breaker Church before COVID-19 hit.
Mm-hmm.
And, so we're going to go a different direction once all this stuff settles. But I wrote the book called Breaking the Spirit of Average, Let Average Go. But I'm currently working on a memoir. My mother passed in 2011 in a car accident. And so working on a book, just telling my story of a mother and a son relationship entitled Running on a Broken Hill. My mother was diagnosed with bipolar, and She had some other issues, but went to Howard University. Amazing woman. She was my girl, but she was running on a broken heel. And so I'm just sort of chronicling her life and telling her story. We've been having some running on broken heel conferences and workshops. So we're going to really be going forward with that, because I believe that the heels of a woman, many times they've been broken because of a man. And so we need to do a better job as men in helping repair the broken heels in the lives of our ladies. And then that includes me as well. And then for the men, I'm working on 3 times a man. The Bible says in Exodus chapter 34, God told Moses, if the men would meet before me 3 times a year, I'll save your nation. I'll enlarge your territory. I'll make sure your family's okay if you just meet with me and come to me. And so we're going to be doing some things with the men and women, but and then with my wife, she's just co-partner in this thing with just making it do what it do. So if you all have heard an accent with my wife is actually from Guyana. So she's Guyanese, so she makes good roti, whatever it is. She makes some good roti. You got a roti pan. And my wife's the best cook in the world. So, but we're just learning to love each other in this stage of our lives. Again, been married 2 years. Our focus and primary focus is Wendy and Joe and loving each other, taking care of each other. And I love Wendy dearly. And she's my friend. She's my American Express card. I don't leave home without her. Yeah. I've had some trials, like all of us, but I've found my ease, as the Bible says in Genesis, that helped me. But Wendy's a precious soul. So Annie, I'm gonna make sure for the next 40 years that I take care of her, because she said if I don't, she's gonna kill me. They separate us. You all are laughing, but my wife is very serious. You all are met.
Serious.
Wendy is beautiful, but she's fiery, and she don't play. And so we thank God for that. But that's what we're doing. And I just appreciate being on here with Raymond and Kim. I know them, and meeting Leon and Lady Shirley, you guys, of course, Warren and Annie. We love you all to life.
Yes.
And we just appreciate just being there. So next time we do this, we're going to say we've been married 40 years.
All right.
I mean, everybody got to stay alive. I need everybody to stay alive. So we can have our testimony. So we appreciate it, guys.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Joe, how can they get your book, Let Average Go?
Yeah, just go to letaveragego.com. For anybody that wants a book that's on here, I'll give it to you all for free, and send it to you. If you send me your address, I'll send you a copy of the book, and we just make it do what it do. So we just teaching people how to turn average into awesome, man. We cannot, in this next phase of our lives, settle for mediocrity. God has allowed some things to happen. He didn't create the COVID-19, but he's allowed it to happen to slow us down so that we can get some things done. And I'm praying to God that the saints of God take advantage of this time. How serious it is to get our finances in order, get our spiritual life in order, get our marriages in order. Because I'm telling you, and I've said this to you before, Warren, God has never been accused of a lack of child support. He takes care of his children.
Yes.
And David said, I've never been righteous forsaken, nor his seed beg bread. So I have not seen God in court having any papers filed on him because he owes somebody payments in arrears. Now, your daddy may owe your mama some money, but God is paid up. And so we walk by faith and not by what we see. And I'm telling you, for the saints of God that adhere to what's going on, if you would just take advantage of this time, you're going to come out on the other side bigger and better and greater than you've ever been before. And that's what I told my wife when Luke, Apostle Paul said to Luke, he said to increase their faith. Why? Because Hebrews said, because it's impossible to please God without faith. Right? And so that's where we are. And that's what we're excited about this next season of our lives, to show up for God, to show out for God. So I don't know why. I guess I ain't preached so long, Raymond. I had to.
Sir.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, the floods. You've done closing remarks. Could you please state your ministry and how our viewers and listeners can connect with you?
Well, we're doing a Sunday morning broadcast at 9:30 It's come from something the Lord gave to me sometimes called the Apostles' Bread, and we're doing what we call the First Corinthians
Project.
14:3 project, which means to prophetically to encourage, to exhort, and to comfort. This is a season where we need to be encouraging the body of Christ to be all and do all it can do. One of the things that so you can find that at bishopflood.com, which resolves to the Facebook page, and we've got a lot of teaching there. I and my wife, I pastored 2.5 churches, and so I decided, in this season, we're gonna work this together, real big time. By the way, I received the word from Apostle Rayford out of California.
Yeah, California.
And I wanted to say, and Brother Joseph, you remind me of John Eckhart so much. You remind me of John Eckhart. This is a season where things are wide open, and wide open opportunities. And this is what I believe. This is what the Lord has given me. That the church is coming out of the church.
Yeah.
In other words, the season to sit in church and be entertained is over. God is waking up gifts there are 9 of them. He's waking up gifts in men and bringing them out on the stage so that they can produce what it is that he has placed in them to produce. It's a shame to be pregnant and never get out. You have a baby engine stuck in you, and you're supposed to give out 9 months, and you're 2-3 years in. This is the reason now that the gifted should come out of. Now, go to church, give your offerings and all that stuff, but don't get stuck in the box being entertained.
That's good.
Bring your church to the church and let the church expand and let it grow. And I believe that we're going to be hearing from excellent people like Raymond, Kim, and Joseph, and Wendy. And we're already hearing from the Sallys who are on the stage, and they're bringing to light people like ourselves, who are, and other people who are, and then those of us who are seasoned and have been around. We are the fathers, we are the mothers, we are the ones to teach this millennial generation and those who will listen the direction that people need to understand music. People need to understand what the Washington is talking about. And I think it's going to be a blast to see. I'm seeing babies online. Repeating scriptures and teaching and all that.
They missing church.
But they're children and they need to be taught.
Yes.
So this is a good season, and I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what the Lord is doing in every one of your lives. Hopefully we'll get together one day and break bread. We will.
Yes.
And Bishop and Lady Shirley, it's time for that visit now. We're ready for y'all to put up his drone.
Oh, good Lord, you're in their drone.
I've been practicing.
Yeah, practice.
Just some footage.
Yeah, that's all I've been able to get is my foot. As soon as I can go, I'm gonna be all right.
Time for y'all to make that trip. Washington, it's time for y'all to make that trip. Hey, y'all know we're getting ready to do a retreat. We're gonna do a retreat whenever this is over. But we would love for you all to come and let's just enjoy each other, go up in the mountains for a weekend or something. We got
the fresh air.
All they need is their equipment, and we get the outdoors and beautiful countryside. I think we will really have a great time and work on. Yes. So we each and every one of you, our longtime friend Bishop and Shirley, our friends Joseph and Wendy, our longtime friends, and our new friends, Raymond and Kim. So, Raymond and Kim, how can our viewers and listeners connect with you and your ministry as well?
Yes.
Well, you can always reach us on Facebook. We do have a Facebook page, it's Real Love Music. You can go on our website at www.reallovemusicinc.com. Again, it's www.reallovemusicinc.com. You can basically learn a lot about who we are, what we're about. Our music is online. We are on Instagram, Real Love Music 5.
Yes.
Yes. And also Twitter,
YouTube.
And YouTube.
Everything Real Love Music.
We're basically all over the place. Our motto is bringing fun back to love through music and entertainment. We do have a a part in this life that God has given us to, in a very unique way, to be able to touch a lot of people. And God has really have revealed a lot of older people. It seemed like for some reason, it seemed like we got some kind of connection influence to older people as well as younger people as well. So Lord has really graced us to give us opportunity to be able to bless them. So great.
Excellent.
Right. Well, we love you all, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything you wanted to say?
Yeah, no, I'm just want to say thank you guys for coming on and putting giving us a piece of your nights and to share and enjoy. We love you guys and thank you.
All right. So
looking forward to bigger and better things.
So we're getting ready to check out.
Thank you, Bishop.
And you guys
Love
just hang there a minute. We just getting ready to shut down. Hold on. Well, thank you for watching the Wake Up Call Love and Marriage Talk Show. Again, we thank our online viewers and listeners. Continue to like and share the show, and watch us weekly on the Wake Up Call Love Marriage Friday night, and then on Wake Up Call Talk Show Sundays at 3. So God bless you, and remember, this has been your Wake Up Call.
Peace.
Go check out